Hello, and welcome to Six Degrees of Feature Film podcast. I am Aunt May, also known as Brienne, also known as Miss Movies. And today I have.
I'm Jeff Snyder, the Sneider, editor-in-chief of the tracking board,
Mhm.
tracking-board.com.
You're not going to be Uncle Ben to my Aunt May.
Oh, what I didn't know
I
I was
mean, we
being
could.
invited to that. That's quite the role.
You know, it works out.
You're
I
just
was
trying
just
to kill
thinking.
me off early.
eh, oh, that's sad. You know what? I missed him in this Homecoming movie, but I also didn't miss him in this Homecoming
Well,
film.
the Uncle Ben stuff has felt a little played out because we've seen it in all the other
All the
Spider-Man
other
movies.
times.
So I
Mhm.
guess I didn't miss it, but it did feel like there was a little piece missing from
Sure.
Homecoming. So
Maybe just like a picture on the
a
mantle.
motivation, I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah,
they kind of
that would have
allude
been
to him.
nice.
They kind of allude to him. I don't know. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you have never joined us for Six Degrees of Feature Film, here is how it works. We're going to take one film and show how six other films link up to it in some random way, shape, or form. And that's basically it. The end. That's
I think
my
it's a great
elevator
idea.
pitch. I have some other like ideas for shows that have been like brewing in my mind for a while, and I'm like, I just don't know if I can execute it. And I'm like, maybe I should just sell it, instead of like trying to do it
I'm buying. What
myself.
do you got,
Okay,
Bran?
well, we'll discuss later. But yeah, so that's how this works. It's a reverse bracket. Before we do that, it's not Stacy today, as you noticed. It's Jeff. So hey, Stacy, I don't know where she is. She's with her dad somewhere, I think. San Luis
She's playing
Obispo.
hooky.
Maybe I shouldn't say where she is. You never know.
Right. There's a lot
Never
of
know.
people out there on the internet.
Yeah, all five of us that are watching right now.
But what do you, we're here in El Segundo.
Hey, El Segundo is actually a lot smaller place. It's 1 mile each way, so you can easily find me. Please don't. Please
Don't come
find
looking
me, but
because I can't defend you.
you can. So there you go. There you have it. Before we get started, let's get to know you a little bit better, just in case. Just in
Okay.
case there are people who are like, "Who is that guy? What's happening?"
Don't you know who I am?
I know who you are, but do they know who you are? I know Randall
Well,
Sands
shoot.
knows who
What do
you
you want
are.
to know?
I know Elise McKenna knows who you are. I don't know if Star Drew knows who you are. So,
Star Drew.
what are you all about?
What
Where are
am I
you
all about?
from? What do you do all day?
I'm from Boston.
Uh huh.
I went to NYU. I studied screenwriting. While I was
Ooh.
at NYU, I
Ooh.
started writing for Ain't It Cool News. I came out here. I interned for Blumhouse
Oh,
and
okay.
for Malcolm in the Middle and for Luke Greenfield, the director of The Girl Next Door. And
Hmm.
eventually I wound up with a paid internship at Variety. And I worked my way up at Variety. And then I
Nice.
got fired twice.
Wait, from Variety twice?
Yes.
How'd you get rehired after you were fired the first time?
Because I'm that good.
Oh,
Same
but
deal with the Wrap.
seriously. Okay.
I was at the Wrap twice. Then a brief
Mhm.
stint at Mashable, and now I'm running the tracking board. And I think
Yeah.
we made some big hires yesterday. We got the Godfather and the Outlaw from the Schmodown. If you have Schmodown fans watching,
Yeah. Here's the thing. Didn't Drew fire you one time? And what? Tell us about that. No,
Drew
he
never
didn't.
fired me. You
Okay.
can't be fired from a job that you're not being paid to do.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay. I understand it better
he
now.
embellished that for the video, but
Mm,
no, Drew
got
has
it.
never fired me.
Got it. It's all just smoke and mirrors.
He likes to think
And
that he
now
has.
you could technically fire him.
That is technically true. I don't know that why I would though.
I mean, you just hired him, so
Yeah,
there's some
he wrote a
time.
great review of Dunkirk, so check that out on
Hmm.
our site, and hopefully we'll be the home of his reviews for a long time.
Does he do on-camera reviews as well, or just
He
written?
used to at HitFix. We would love to get him doing that again, but we don't have a video department yet.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that is all stuff that we hope to do as we grow out the site and make a few more hires. But
Yeah.
things are going pretty well.
I like it. Let's say hey to Frank Janish and Clint
Yeah, what
La
up, guys?
Jeunesse. Did I say that right, Clint? Because I feel like I've heard it enough now that maybe I know how it is. And Paul Anthony. Hello. I usually like to say hello to people that are in the chat because it's always nice, right? Aside from movies, what do you like to do in life? Nothing.
That's all I like to do.
Oh,
Honestly, lately, guys, I downloaded the Clue app on my phone, and I've been playing
okay.
Clue on my phone
With
nonstop.
other
I've become
people?
a master detective.
Wait, with other people? Is it
No,
like
I'm playing the computer
okay?
on the hardest level possible.
How is it
I love
harder?
Clue.
Well, I
Uh,
love Clue in general. The movie, the
yeah.
game, all things
What else
Clue.
do I do?
All
Though I don't
things
do
Clue.
anything. I eat and I watch movies all week
Mm,
long. That's it.
okay. I, yeah, I drink and I know things. I eat and I watch
You want to
movies.
play poker sometime?
Sure. Which kind?
Texas Hold'em.
Okay, that's the kind I'm best at.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at bluffing, so as soon as I get something
I,
good,
f- I,
everyone knows because I'm like,
I figured you'd have a good poker face, Brienne.
You know what? I need to get like some sort of like scarf over my mouth because it's just you can tell glasses and a scarf. Like just how about just a paper bag over my head, 2 eye holes,
That might work. That would actually get in my head and freak me out.
and it will say I am not famous. Whoa, there's something for a Schmodown entrance.
Yeah, think about it. Start planning.
All right. So let's get into our first film, which is Spider-Man: Homecoming, which
Okay.
came out July 7th, 2017. We'll talk about this for maybe about 10 minutes in case you haven't seen the film and
Spoiler alert.
You want to click out for a bit. And if you want to come back, I'd say about 10 minutes, maybe a little less. Who knows? I'm not sure. Anyways, this iteration of Spider-Man, the third one since what, 2002, is about Peter Parker and with his mentor, Tony Stark, as we all know, trying to balance his life as an ordinary kid, but then also trying to take down some bad guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah, he's sort of already has his powers at the beginning of this movie, and we see him sort of, taking care of neighborhood criminals. And Tony is fine with that, but it's when the threat gets a little bit bigger and more powerful. That's when Tony's like, "Hey, kid, leave this to the Avengers."
The only thing I was confused about is I guess he has not developed his web shooting out of his hands sort of skill.
Yeah.
It's like he has to create the web. I don't understand. He has to create the webs.
Right, he's in science class. We see him doing that, right?
Puts it into a suit. Is that what happens? And
I don't understand the mechanics of the Spider-Man suit. It seems a little far-fetched for me. But certainly the one that Tony hooks him up with in this movie is pretty damn cool.
It is.
And it comes with its own like Siri.
Yeah, which was voiced by Jennifer Connelly.
Right. And her husband, Paul Bettany, is, voices
Jarvis.
Jarvis. That's what it is. Jarvis.
Yeah. I like that. I like connections like that. Jennifer
They can
Connelly.
both go do voice work together.
He wanted her because she was in Career Opportunities, and they wanted that as like an homage to a John Hughes film. Yes. Look, I'm dropping knowledge right now. It's very exciting. It's just knowledge that I read from IMDb and then regurgitated it to you.
Well, that's fine.
I don't know these things off the top of my head.
I enjoy your regurgitation.
Okay, great. So here's another thing. We talked briefly about how Uncle Ben was not there. Would have loved to just have like something that kind of a flashback, maybe a picture or something that kind of acknowledged who he was.
It just makes it uncomfortable because everyone is telling Aunt May how hot she is the entire movie. And that's all. That's like all she is to every man in this film is just like a hot aunt. So I would have liked a little bit more depth to her.
That's true. She needs her own spin-off film.
Maybe she'll get it. We had too much Aunt May in the last Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield, where it was like all about Sally Field and like her nursing career. It was like, what?
We are going to get into that film as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So we'll get there.
I'll try not to skip around.
Get there. But how did you feel overall? What were your overall thoughts on this particular film?
I really liked Spider-Man: Homecoming. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought Tom Holland did a really good job. Although I've liked all the Spider-Men. I really like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Like in terms of acting?
Yeah, I just think, they all sort of bring different things to the character. I really like Michael Keaton. I think he's one of the better villains the MCU has had.
Yes.
And I love that there was a twist involving his character, which I won't spoil. I don't think we should spoil the twist.
Okay.
But I was genuinely taken by surprise.
Yeah, it was a good twist.
Part of that was because all like the rumors that you read online in the run up to the release of a movie. I read some rumors that I thought had spoiled the movie for me, but they actually only enhanced the movie because they had the twist wrong.
Yeah.
So I was like looking in another direction. What did you think?
You didn't see it coming. I appreciated this Spider-Man film. I liked that they went for something that was like a mashup of superhero meets John Hughes. However, when I came out of the film, I was just feeling like I've had enough.
Had enough Spider-Man?
I've had enough of superheroes for a while.
Until the next superhero movie comes out.
I don't know how much longer I can hang on.
I think that they are trying to do different stuff with the superhero movies, like with Spider-Man and how that was really influenced by the 80s. I thought that movie, the number one reason that Spider-Man worked is because it really made him a kid in high school again. And
Sure.
we see his group of friends. I thought Jacob Batalon was great as his the man in the chair, Ned. But like
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok is going to be doing something different. Like I think that now you need to
Right.
have your superhero movie doing something a little bit different. So I'm not burned out
Right.
yet.
I like Taika, so I think
Right.
that I'm looking forward to Thor. But I also have not seen the first two Thor films, and so now I feel like I have to go watch those, and I don't want to.
Yeah, they're not great. The first one is like half a good movie, and the
Okay.
second one was the only one I didn't see in only Marvel movie I didn't see in theaters.
Okay.
I think I rented it. But yeah, it was I half watched. It was
I'm the same with
super
Iron
forgettable.
Man. I saw the first one, but have not seen the second or third one, and so now I'm like, I need to do that.
They're not that good either.
Okay. See, that's
You're
where
not
the
really missing
problems
anything.
lie.
But
Like,
there
why do we
are
need to just do these mediocre? Why can't we put that money into the smaller films and smaller original films from the studio instead of making Iron Man 500?
Yeah, no, you're right. I wish it wasn't always, like John Watts and his trajectory, where you do
Mm-hmm.
Cop Car and then you do Spider-Man, and now you're stuck doing Spider-Man movies for the
Mm-hmm.
next 10 years. We had news this morning that John Watts is in talks to direct the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, which was obvious. I mean, he was
Right.
only going to get the boot if the movie bombed, and critics really seemed to like it, although it did have a really steep drop in its second weekend at the box office. Um, but I do wish that
Mm-hmm.
these people would take some of the cachet that they get in superhero movies and then go do a cop car.
Right.
Like
Well, that's what it used to be, right? Like, I got to do this big film, so then I can do this smaller film that I really want to do.
right now they're
Right?
doing the big movie,
Now
and
it's
now
the
they're just getting
opposite.
stuck in 6 big movies because
And
there
it's
are
kind of the
6
opposite
sequels.
too. Like, I did this little movie that was probably a good passion project for me, and now I get to do the big movie. And now here I am.
Are you keeping those cans on the whole show?
Yeah, I can take them off.
Oh, okay.
Do you,
Take them
would you
off,
prefer?
Brienne. Take them
All right,
off.
fine, I'll do it.
There we go.
The chat can let me know if there's any sound issues
Yes,
that I
please
need.
do.
So,
But I know
there we
you
go.
want to see Brienne without the
Right,
headphones.
because I have a terrible hair day, and so I had to put
At
it up
least
in a
you have
ponytail.
hair.
You
Look
have
at
you have
this.
hair.
Anyways, Spider-Man.
hmm
Did you like the Vulture?
I liked the Vulture. I like
Did you,
I like Michael Keaton.
did you like
Did you
the
find it to be like too much Birdman? You're
Oh,
like, oh, there's Birdman.
no, I mean, yeah, I would have liked something other than like a guy with giant wings. But I like his motivation that like he
hmm
had this cleanup job and he's like this blue collar guy just trying to provide for his family.
Right,
And then the government comes in and basically, takes his job away from him, and he's got this whole crew that he has to support, and so they turn to crime.
right. Oh,
I really like that.
I really liked one of the people they were trying to sell to, which is Donald Glover. I thought that was a great casting, but they also used such a great person in such a small role, and so I felt,
I,
ooh, I love seeing you here, but I want to see you more.
I thought Donald Glover was a little wasted in Spider-Man:
Mm.
Homecoming. I thought he was going to have a bigger role or a more important role.
And isn't
Maybe it will
his
blossom in the sequels because
yeah.
he's playing Aaron Davis, who becomes the Prowler. But he's kind of like
hmm
sleepwalks through this movie, doing like this, like I'm half stoned, half like I don't really. He just seemed checked
Yeah.
out. I don't know. I wasn't into it.
Now he also that character isn't that character related to Miles Morales?
Yes, Aaron Davis
Okay.
is Miles Morales' uncle,
Okay.
and I only know this because I wrote the casting story for the animated Spider-Man, where
hmm
Mahershala Ali is going to play Aaron Davis.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, I don't know if that character,
Is
the
ever
Prowler,
gonna
or any of that stuff,
hmm
or Miles Morales is going to tie into the live-action Spider-Man films. I do not know.
Yeah. Who knows?
I think it would be great though. I mean, you have an actor like Shamik Moore. Why just leave him in a sound booth? Like maybe do an animated movie and then make those characters come to life and put them in the MCU.
That could be fun.
There's a whole lot of stuff going on right now at Sony as far as the Marvel stuff goes, because there's Silver and Black. You have a female-driven one, Silver
No.
Sable and Black Cat. There's a
Nice.
Venom movie with Tom Hardy in the works. So there's a lot.
There's a lot going
A lot
on.
of irons in the
I
fire
love
there.
all the female driven ones. Wonder Woman got me pumped. I'm looking forward to Miss
Biggest movie
Marvel.
this summer. I never would have thought that it would have beaten Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but here we are.
I love it. I'm so proud. So
It's
proud
a
of
better movie
everyone.
than Guardians, and I think
hmm
I think it's a testament to how quality will win the day in the end.
I completely, as soon as you started talking Guardians, I was thinking of Kurt Russell. I was thinking of Kurt Russell. Here's where my mind's going. I was listening to How Did This Get Made? Do you know that show? That
Yeah, the
podcast?
Karina Longworths. Is that it?
No, it's Paul Shear.
Right. No, sorry. I'm confusing them. They're like the only two podcasts I
Okay.
know.
So
Paul Shear one.
the Paul Shear podcast of How Did This Get Made? And I was listening to Time Cop. They were doing Time Cop, and they were like, imagine if instead of JCVD, it was Kurt Russell, and how this movie could be so different. And I was like, whoa. So now my mind is like, Russell.
But can Kurt Russell do a split like JCVD? I don't.
He doesn't
think
need
so.
to. Stunt double. I mean, that split was completely unnecessary at all times. I understand.
I've been practicing it since I was 13. Still can't get it. I don't think I can have children anymore.
It's too unnatural for a man. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. I mean, maybe a gymnast in the Olympics. Then I'll say, okay, let's move on to our next film. We're gonna
wait. That's it. We're done with Homecoming. It's over.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
We have to talk about 7 total films.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So
We'll keep it moving.
We got to keep it moving. Let's go. We're linking it to other Spider-Man films.
Do you need me to sit up more? Or can I lean back?
Your choice.
All right.
I mean, let's ask the audience. What do they prefer?
You guys want to see Jeff Snyder close up?
So let's go to Spider-Man 2, which is my favorite.
Yeah, this is my favorite. This is a great movie.
Okay. I think Dr. Octopus is probably what makes this so great.
Yeah, he's the best villain Spider-Man I think has faced.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just generally considered one of the better comic book movies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Sam Raimi and the first Spider-Man's really good too and has some iconic imagery in it. But you know, with that film under his belt, Sam Raimi really took everything, just took everything and made it that much better in the second one. Almost like X2, the way Bryan Singer sort of learned from any mistakes that he made on the original X-Men.
I love X2.
Yeah, X2 is fantastic.
My favorite. Maybe my favorite superhero.
So I don't know what happened with Spider-Man 3, if it was just like
He's like, I'm done now, guys. I just don't want to do this anymore. I feel like he was just like, you know what? No, no more.
But yeah, he nailed it with 2. And it's Alfred Molina playing Doc Ock, right? He's terrific. I love that it's not like a big star like Jamie Foxx. It's a little bit more of a character actor, because he knocks it out of the park.
2004. I'm just thinking, what was I doing in 2004? I think I was getting my teaching credential.
I didn't even know you had a teaching credential.
I have a master's in education.
Pretty cool.
What do you know? So that's probably what I was
teach
doing
me a thing or two, Brienne.
Here's the thing. I just remember I was probably student teaching at this time. June. Yeah, probably just ended. No, probably about to start student teaching. Wow, that's crazy.
I was probably taking education classes in 2004.
For what?
Like to teach. That was my minor.
Oh,
in case I failed as a writer, I was going to be a teacher.
Yes, because those who can't do teach.
Right.
That's how that works. Although the thing is, like, I always wanted to be a teacher.
I'm looking at like your Cliff Notes. Sorry, I'm not like trying to like look at your thighs.
But
I'm like spying on your notes down there.
Here, I've got some notes. Spider-Man 2 won an Oscar for Best Achievement in Visual Effects. That's probably what I would have guessed. Like if someone said it's won an Oscar. Do you know what comic book movie has won the most Oscars? I know this. You're gonna learn something right now.
Hold on.
Okay.
What comic book movie has won the most Oscars?
The chat might know because I'm sure I've brought this up before.
The Avengers?
No.
Guardians? I don't know.
It's not recent.
What is it?
It's in the 90s.
What is it?
Dick Tracy.
Really?
They have won 3 Oscars. That's the most.
Wow. Okay. That is a great look at this. Miss Movies teaching me a thing or two.
There you go. I hope that wins
Joe?
I hope that wins you a
oh, I see. They're saying hello to each other in the chat.
Yes.
I want to see
Wait, can you read it out? What are you reading?
Randall Sands. I want to see the nose hairs, Jeff. That's how close he wants me to get. I don't think you do want to see them.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. So Spider-Man 2
was also nominated for sound editing and sound mixing.
Do you like James Franco in those movies?
I generally like James Franco in films. Don't know about him in personal life, but in films, I appreciate him.
I like James Franco.
Some things he does that kind of skate the line morally, and I'm like, I don't know about that, James Franco.
Okay,
but
But did you like the Goblin storyline in
In the first one,
in the
I
first trilogy? Yeah.
yes, I did appreciate that storyline. I also appreciated I can't think of his name, but I'm seeing his face. Harry
In
Osborn's dad.
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're really good, and I mean they just didn't do it as well in the Mark Webb movies with Dane
Right.
DeHaan.
I have
And
not
I'm glad
seen
that they
that
did
one.
not go in this direction, with Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
They kept it a little bit more surface, a little more light. The
It
Amazing
was fun.
Spider-Man, which we'll get into in a moment, like seemed like it was going for that dark. This needs to be the Dark Knight. Why don't we just talk about it? I feel like this just okay. We'll go into
We're moving
next
on.
film, The Amazing Spider-Man, um, which we had talked about a little bit. How you said Aunt May is kind of a bigger character, and this came out in 2012, so not that long ago, and it seems so soon to reboot it. But at the same time, I feel it is necessary. Poor Andrew Garfield.
I think family was a strength in these movies if they had one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I liked the Andrew Garfield Emma Stone dynamic. I liked that it was Gwen Stacy and not MJ, and I liked Dennis Leary, being her police captain father,
Yes,
and the
he was
dynamic
great.
that brought. Um,
Someone said, what was it, Seth Rogen? Someone said to him, like, of course you were cast because you look exactly like the character in the comic books. Of course, Dennis Leary is going to be that character.
oh, okay. I've always
I don't
liked
know.
Dennis Leary. I think he's actually just a really interesting screen presence.
Yes.
I don't think that he's someone who is considered a movie star. It's more of like a TV guy with Rescue Me and that kind
Sure.
of stuff. But
Mhm.
I really like Dennis Leary, and I wish that he had stuck around a little bit longer in those movies.
Yeah,
But I get why
I
you
agree.
you have to kill him off and everything.
Hmm.
But like, did you like the Lizard as a villain?
No, I hated the lizard. Everything about the lizard just made me want to say, like, why are we doing
It was a little
this?
goofy. I think Reese Ifans was a good choice.
Is that how you say that?
Yeah,
Reese?
it's Reese. Yeah, he was a good choice for a villain. I just don't think that was necessarily the right one.
Hmm. Which villain do you know, like Spider-Man comics? Which villain would you like to see if you
Not
do?
really.
Okay.
Everyone tells me like Craven the Hunter or Mysterio would be really cool.
Okay.
I think I'd like something like Mysterio.
And what is Mysterio?
Is he the one who can change his appearance? I mean, guys in the chat, tell me if I'm wrong. But sort of
Like
like
a
a master
shapeshifter?
of disguise, and
Mm-hmm.
like illusion or whatever. Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
There's a whole really interesting rogues gallery of villains for Spider-Man, and I can't wait to see what they choose for the sequel
Yeah.
and whether the Vulture will return.
That's true.
Right? He
Who
doesn't
knows?
doesn't die at the end of this movie.
Um, Corey not
Oh,
says, who
that's
should play
Chameleon. Randall saying, yeah.
Jameson in the new Spider Verse?
Who the?
I
And I
feel like
swear I forget
J.K.
who
Simmons
the f is
wants to
Jameson.
though.
Oh, J.
He
Jonah
wants
Jameson.
to,
That makes sense.
but I don't know if they're going to use him.
It would be weird to have him still being J. Jonah Jameson, and
I feel like that would
he's
put
over
it in
in the
the
DCU
same
as well.
universe.
I really wanted Donald Glover to be J. Jonah Jameson and to play
Mm.
him as like a Vice blogger, like like
Sure.
just like a ruthless, like this is
Like,
going online
I am
in
Jeff
5
Snyder.
minutes. Yeah, I basically want Jeff Snyder in the Spider-Man movies as
You
I
should
want a
play it.
refashioned J. Jonah Jameson.
Okay, I like it.
Who like runs some hip blog, and maybe they'll do that in the sequel.
It's called the tracking board.
Yes, that would be great promotion.
It would be. So I saw this movie, The Amazing Spider-Man, for the first time 2 days ago, and I am like, do I have to watch the second one? Because I don't want to, but I feel like I need that knowledge. I feel like I need it.
I'm looking at this note on your piece of paper. It
What does
says
it say?
Andrew Garfield studied the movements of spiders and tried to incorporate them as much as he could. Like these are the kinds of like
What a nut.
quotes that get said at press days that like now become
Oh.
part of the lore. Like this is so ridiculous. I'm sure he was
I
trying to
feel
incorporate
bad
the
for
spider
him,
walk.
but at the same time, I feel like he's too good looking to be a Spider-Man. Like I feel like Spider-Man needs to be more like a kid, you know?
During his breaks, Andrew Garfield went around New York playing basketball with kids in his Spider-Man outfit.
That's fun.
What a guy,
That's
folks.
cute.
I'm trying to picture. I can't even picture Andrew Garfield playing basketball. You guys probably can't picture me playing basketball. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty fucking good. Okay? I got some game.
Really?
I want to see Andrew Garfield out on the court because I bet you he's terrible.
You know that JT
Spider-Man suit or not.
and Mark Ellis play basketball.
Do they
right?
really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna text JT as soon as this is over and find out where.
There
Because
should
I'm
be
gonna dunk on both of them.
Maybe we should have a Schmodown League.
That would be amazing.
Whoa.
I'm better
That
at
could be fun.
basketball than
That could
movie
be
trivia.
fun.
I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Because you're really good at movie trivia.
See this? That's the shooter's touch.
Nice. I want to be a part of it.
Andrew Garfield. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What else?
What other notes do I have? Oh, this is a dumb
You're
note.
full of great trivia here.
It's ridiculous, but it's talking about how Emma Stone had to dye her hair blonde. She's normally a redhead.
I don't think she
to
is.
play this character. Well,
she,
that's what it
she
said.
appears in her natural blonde. She's a natural blonde.
She normally wears red, and then went
Right. We think of Emma Stone as this lovable redhead, but she's actually a blonde.
And then also that mirrors Kirsten Davis. Or not Dunst, not Davis. I'm thinking of Sex in the City now. Kirsten Dunst, where she went red to play MJ.
That's right.
So, whoa. Look at that fun trivia bit. Oh my gosh, so much funness.
Okay.
Is that a word? I don't know.
We just invented it here.
We did on 6 Degrees, a feature film. So we went from Spider-Man Homecoming, then we linked it to Spider-Man films with Spider-Man 2 as well as The Amazing Spider-Man, and now we're going to link off of those. So you brought something, a film to talk about off of The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes, I did. Listen, there are so many good Andrew. If you look at Andrew Garfield's filmography, he has one of the I couldn't even believe how great this kid's filmography is. He chooses awesome projects, whether it's Never Let Me Go, Red Riding, Boy A was his debut.
None of them.
None of them.
None of them. Haven't seen them.
Silence, the Martin Scorsese movie.
See that.
Social Network. There's just so many.
I've seen that.
But the one that I wanted to talk about today, which criminally overlooked a couple years ago, and that's 99 Homes. Did you see that?
Oh no, I didn't, but I do know about it.
It's Spider-Man and General Zod, Michael Shannon.
Okay.
Andrew Garfield plays a young father, which I didn't think that I was going to be able to go with. I don't know if I bought him as a father, but in this film I did.
Okay.
He's living with his son and his mother, and they're being evicted from their home in a heartbreaking opening scene. And the real estate guy, sort of, who is evicting him with the help of the police, offers him a job. And he basically goes to work for evicting other families from their homes.
Okay.
He goes to work for the guy who evicted him. And it is an incredible drama. I thought it was terrific. If you haven't seen 99 Homes, definitely check it out. Michael Shannon's awesome, too. I don't know if he was nominated or
has
not.
never been terrible.
He's just always interesting to watch. But Garfield's really good in this. It's like it's a bit more grown up than we'd seen him in the past. I just was really impressed by the work that he does. And again, Hacksaw Ridge. I mean, he's just
that's the one I'd link
makes
it
good
to.
choices.
So I'll link it to Hacksaw Ridge.
Okay.
Because that's the only Andrew Garfield movie I may have seen. I'm not sure. But I loved Hacksaw Ridge last year. It was probably one of my favorites.
It was really good. Mel Gibson did a great job.
He did. And I feel like it didn't get as much love as I was hoping it would at the Oscars, but the Oscars, you never really know. I don't really know what that's all about in terms of like marketing and people campaigning for awards.
Garfield really should have snuck into that
I disagree.
that final 5, I think, as far as best actor goes.
I did not appreciate his accent the entire time, but I also don't know what a Virginia accent is supposed to sound like, but I just was annoyed.
That's fair. I guess. I guess I didn't really pay attention to the accents. For those who haven't seen it, he plays Desmond Doss, who was the conscientious objector. So he wanted to go to war. He wanted to save lives and help his country, but he didn't want to shoot anybody or kill anybody. So he didn't carry a gun.
Yeah, didn't even want to carry a gun. They're like, "How about you just carry this gun?" And they said, "No."
So his fellow comrades kind of like didn't trust him. It's like, well, if we're in the field of battle and we need you to kill somebody and you're not going to carry a gun, like that's my life that's on the line.
Right.
But he did save countless lives, and I thought the way that Mel Gibson directed that movie was brilliant. He's just an excellent director. Say what you want about him personally, but there's no denying that he's talented. And so Hacksaw Ridge, one of the better films last year.
Definitely cried a few times, maybe, if I remember correctly. That's what I do now. I cry at films. I used to not.
I cried at Hacksaw Ridge, I believe.
Okay. I'm glad it gets dusty in other theaters as well.
Have you ever seen The Impossible, by the way, with Tom Holland?
I did.
Is that tough for you to watch as a mom?
It was tough to watch. As a mom, maybe I think about it more so because I'm like, what would you do if you were in that situation to try to find your family like that and worry about your children and where they are? Are they together? Are they with my husband? Like, are they alive?
Right.
So many thoughts. That was a very difficult watch.
Tom Holland really he came out of the gate
Hmm.
and he was so good in The Impossible, so I wasn't surprised that they ended up going with him for Spider-Man this time around. It also helps that he jumps around like a goddamn frog and knows all like those parkour moves and
Yes, I
stuff.
wonder if he studied spiders as well.
I don't even think he needed to study them. The spiders should be studying him.
There you go. There you go. I'm going to link off of Spider Man 2, and I'm going to go with a difficult link. So I don't know if you're going to be able to come up with any films.
Try me.
Okay, I'm going to do Donna Murphy films. Donna Murphy plays the wife of Doc Ock in Spider Man 2. Yeah, she does a voice in Tangled. So let's talk about Tangled. She is Mother Gothel in Tangled.
Of course she is. Yes. Yes. I remember that because I have the poster of Tangled right over my bed.
Yes, as
And
you
her name's
should.
in the credits.
Because Tangled is my favorite Disney movie. I finally decided it's Tangled. It's Tangled.
Honestly, I've never seen it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this one. I have not seen Tangled.
You might have to watch it. Do you watch animated Disney films that are
I
musicals?
watch animated movies, okay? I have a heart.
Okay.
There's an inner child lurking somewhere in this broken shell of a man.
Do you know the story of Rapunzel?
I think I do. There's a lot of hair involved.
There is. Yes.
Maybe that's why I didn't
But,
see it.
do
I
you
was
know
all
Grimm's. Did you ever watch fairy tale theater growing up with Shelley Duvall?
No, I did not.
Okay, because that is a great series.
I watched
first
Strawberry
of all.
Shortcake, Rainbow Bright, My Little Pony. I watched all that
Okay, but
girly
this isn't
stuff. But
animated.
yeah, I didn't watch
So
fairy tales.
this was a series on Showtime.
Sounds scary.
There were some scary ones. There's a ton of actors. I think Molly Ringwald is in one. There's like everyone who was hot at the time were in these grim fairy tales that they would retell, and one of them is Rapunzel. And so, knowing what I know from that story, and then watching it entangled and how they changed it, and I like the changes that they made for it in terms of like raising the stakes and making it a little more kid friendly aside from because in Grimm's fairy tales it gets dark, right?
Someone's calling me a brony. That's why
You want to be a brony? I want to see the My Little Pony movie.
Hey,
that's
I haven't
coming out.
seen
I'm
My
very
Little
excited.
Pony since I was a little kid. That doesn't
Okay,
count.
first
man.
of all,
I wasn't a bro then.
There's some really good My Little Pony movies on Netflix. I'm not
sure.
gonna lie, they're called Equestria Girls. They have the best songs.
You know what was the best? I'm sorry, this is a quick aside, but like Care Bears. Where
Care Bears
are
is
the
pretty
Care
good.
Bears?
Care Bears is
Bring
good.
back the Care Bears.
They have a new animated series.
Do they?
They do.
Well, there should be a movie because the Care Bears movie is
Yes.
great. And honestly,
was.
who's the number one person you want to see as a Care Bear?
Number one person?
Yep, I have one in mind.
Oh dear, like voice actor.
I want to see.
Wait. Ryan Gosling. Why not?
I want to see Channing Tatum as a Care Bear.
Okay. I could see it.
But okay, back to Tangled. Back to Tangled.
What
Back
would
to
his stomach
Tangled.
be?
Just a big star.
Okay, he's the star. Back to Tangled. I feel like this gets overlooked in terms of like songs. I think it has some of the best songs in Disney. And
you sing us one.
And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. You need to learn this song so we can sing it at karaoke. Because it's a duet. You got to learn the guy part. Please. I wanted to do this song at karaoke.
If you learn Snoop Dogg's G's and Hustlers, I will learn that for you.
Okay, but are you really saying that? Because I will.
So will I.
Okay. It's on. It's on.
Deal.
And then when are we going to sing it?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know when you're available for karaoke. Yeah.
Next time that you're here, we'll do mic check karaoke and we'll do both.
Okay, so Tangled. I wish I could contribute more to this conversation. I can't. Who is it? Zachary Levi? Is it who
Zachary
the leads?
Levi is the lead male.
And who's the lady?
Mandy Moore.
Oh boy.
Alan Menken. Is that what you say his name?
Menken, I think.
Menken?
I don't think. Do you know what a merkin
no,
is?
I don't. Okay, you don't have to tell me.
A merkin. It's a pubic wig, right?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm glad that I could drop that.
I wear those around the house all the time.
Excellent. Looks like, did something just happen? Are we still recording?
I think so.
It says stop broadcast, but I don't see this light. Hey, friends, can you let me know what's happening? It's like it paused. We'll see. All right. They're a little bit delayed.
Okay.
Anyways,
What
we
is
go.
like the next movie after Tangled?
so Donna Murphy, another one.
Honestly, I don't know who Donna Murphy is.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Here's another Donna Murphy movie, which is Center Stage. I'm sure you have not seen it.
This is getting a little bizarre.
I'm sorry. This came
Center
out in
Stage.
2000.
This is a ballet movie, right? What is it?
It is about ballerinas. Yes, at
I missed that one.
academy. She plays one of the like lead ballet professors that's going to teach them all that they need to know to get into the ABT theater, American Ballet Theater. This is starring a lot of actual dancers, so there's incredible dancing in this film. Also, Zoe Saldana. This is her, I believe it's her feature film debut.
Okay.
She was good. She was good. I thought she was a dancer turned actress, but no, it's the opposite.
Donna Murphy. I feel like I've never seen this woman in my life.
Well, now you know who she is. There'll never be a question about her, so it doesn't really
I
matter.
guess so.
But, anyways.
Okay. Well, yeah,
So
Center
Center
Stage,
Stage.
another one that I haven't seen. I haven't done my homework for the show. Clearly,
It's okay. I haven't seen 99 Homes, so there's that.
Man, we're on totally different pages.
Okay.
Tell me more about
Susan May
Center
Pratt.
Stage.
Do you know Susan May Pratt?
No,
She
who
was
are these
in
people?
10 Things I Hate About You. Did you see 10 Things I Hate About You?
Of course, I've seen 10 Things I Hate
She was
About
kind
You.
of like the goth friend.
Yeah, okay, yes, I do know her.
And she's like
She's the one who
she's another
David
one.
Krumholtz is crushing on, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
that's classic.
Okay, great. So she's in this film as well, and she kind of plays the one like really good ballerina.
What was
that
the other
everyone's
movie that
trying to-
came out around the time of Center Stage? 'Cause there was like dueling ballerina movies, weren't there?
Dueling ballerina movies.
No, am I making this up?
I don't know about
This is
dueling
just a
ballerina
fantasy?
movies.
I'm
But Bring It On came out the year or the same
no,
year.
I'm not thinking about
So
that. Okay.
was cheerleading.
Cheerleading. What a tough trivia question that was.
You guys got that one.
Christian Harloff
Okay.
gave that question to himself. What is Bring It On about? It's what sex is Tom Cruise? He's a male. Come on.
Also, Peter Gallagher is in this. You know him.
Oh, I know him.
Okay.
People tell me I have Peter Gallagher eyebrows.
Do you? No.
They're not.
His are like caterpillars.
They're not that bushy.
Okay. So he plays the head of the ballet company that all these kids are are in a school to try out for this company. Because you can't be a part of the company unless you're a part of the school.
This is quite
you get invited to the school by
Spider-Man, Donna Murphy.
Yes.
Center Stage. This is quite the detour that we've taken.
No, here's how it really worked. I'm going to give you a little insight.
Okay.
I started with Center Stage and then went backwards.
Oh my God.
No, I didn't.
You reverse engineered this entire episode.
Listen, I love Center Stage. I doubt there'll ever be a question about it because why would there?
Until you're writing the questions, Brianne.
Wouldn't that be great? I did that once and decided never again.
Oh.
Yeah, I did. I had a year where I did that.
Is that like our last movie or?
That is our last movie.
So we started with what? Spider-Man Homecoming to Spider-Man 2 to The Amazing Spider-Man to 99 Homes.
Off of The Amazing Spider-Man, yep. And
to
Hacksaw Ridge.
And
then we went over from Spider-Man 2 to Donna Murphy with Tangled, as well as
Center Stage. Okay. It's a lot of degrees.
That's 7 total films. 1 film, how 6 films link up to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I forgot to link it to Kevin Bacon. Do you think we could do it?
I'm pretty sure you can link Kevin Bacon to anything.
We need to link Kevin Bacon to Spider-Man Homecoming. So
Cop Car, there you go. John Watts, the director.
No, but you need to do it actor-wise. So what has he been in with Michael Douglas? Has he been in anything with Michael Douglas? I mean, Michael Keaton. I get people confused.
I feel like they must have been. No?
Maybe the chat can
in the
help us
80s
today.
or early 90s?
Or Tom Holland or something. Okay, wait. Has he been in anything with Naomi Watts?
I'm sorry. Has Kevin Bacon been in anything with
correct.
Well, neither one of them is in Spider-Man.
No, but Naomi Watts was in The Impossible with Tom Holland, and Tom Holland is in Spider-Man Homecoming.
I got to think about this one.
Okay, so we'll have to come back to it. We're going to put a pin in this. and we will return. Also, no movie link tweets today because it would have just been like, what's your favorite Spider-Man movie?
What is
And
your favorite
that's
Spider-Man movie?
the second one with Tobey Maguire. That's what I'm going
Yeah,
with.
I think it's probably Spider-Man 2 for me as well.
I think Homecoming comes
First
in
Spider-Man's
second.
very good.
It is. It's very good.
Spider-Man 2 up the ante. I think, yeah, I might go Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay, I go Spider-Man 2, Homecoming, Spider-Man. And
Okay.
then everything else just kind of crumbles from there. I feel like it's unneeded to rank anything else.
Here, okay, let me ask you, is Spider-Man Homecoming the best comic book movie of the summer?
No, it's Wonder Woman.
You thought Wonder Woman was better than Homecoming?
Yes.
Okay.
Hands down.
I think it's a tough call for me.
I love seeing women kick ass.
I
And I feel
might
like
go
we
with
haven't.
Wonder Woman too.
Here's why: we haven't seen that before. We've seen Spider-Man before.
Listen, we have
Come
seen
on.
women kicking ass. Wonder Woman did not reinvent the wheel.
But we haven't seen Wonder Woman on screen. That's
Okay,
my point. That's my
sure,
point.
I get it. That's fine. Hey, I really like Wonder Woman. It's terrific.
It's your opinion as
It's
to
terrific.
what you think is the best comic book movie of the summer, and
I think it's either Wonder Woman or Spider-Man. I go back and forth. I forget
Okay.
which one I have ranked higher, but they were both better than Guardians too. Fact.
Yeah, Guardians 2 was not good.
Logan
It
is
was-
still the best comic book movie of the year.
Logan's great.
Yeah, Logan's still
great.
better.
I still like Wonder Woman more.
More than Logan?
Yes. I just didn't. I didn't want it to end.
That third act.
Didn't want it to
that third
end.
act in Wonder Woman. I don't know.
All right. Well, that pretty much closes it up for today because we don't
That's
have any.
it? It's
well,
over?
normally Stacey would do a Rocky.
I guess we went
impression.
41 minutes. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
You want to do a what?
Normally Stacey would close it out with a Rocky impression. Would Rocky be better at? Would Sylvester Stallone as Rocky be better as Peter Parker in Spider-Man: Homecoming? And then we do a scene as Rocky. You're
Hey,
welcome.
yo, I'm May. Make me a sandwich.
What was it? What did he want? Lasagna? What did she make? I don't know.
Even
No, maybe that
remember.
was the Amazing Spider-Man.
What about Sylvester Stallone as Rocky as Ned?
Okay.
He's like, hey, yo, Peter, you're Spider-Man?
Pretty good. From YouTube?
we got to shut this down. I got to get to the office. I have
Okay.
a site to run.
All right. Where can everyone find you, Jeff? Thank you for being on the show.
I am at the Sneider on Twitter, on Instagram. And you can find me at the tracking board, tracking-board.com. Add it to your bookmarks. Sign up for our breaking news alerts. I'm dropping news. Drew's dropping reviews. Roka's dropping columns. So teams come together.
Nice. Lots of dudes. Lots of dudes on that team.
My first hire was Linda G, so
All
don't
right,
even
all
go
right,
there
all
with
right.
me.
I'm just-
Don't even
I'm
go
not.
there with me.
I'm just saying the ones you just mentioned.
I'm also hiring an editorial intern potentially today who you may know as
Ooh.
well.
Ah.
A lady.
I would say Stacey Howard, but
It's not Stacey Howard.
she's looking for a job, by the way.
Is she?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be in touch.
All right. You guys can find me all day, every day on Twitter at Miss Movies. You can find my network on missmovies.net. And
Miss
yeah,
Movies, double M.
no film therapy this week because I'll be at Comic-Con. So yeah, I
So
have
if-
a film therapy mini session with Perry coming out later, probably today.
Ooh, if you need your therapy needs taken care of while
Mhm.
Brienne is at Comic Con, you guys can hit me up and I will listen to your problems.
Yeah. Or you can just tweet me. I'm sure I'll be checking that still. All right. Thank you all for joining us.
Hey, have
We
a great
will-
Comic Con weekend, gang.
See you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.